Y'all went bananas on the internet over this place, okay? I've never been here. So what you guys have done and spreading the word, Ted here with the biscuits. We are here today. We're going to learn how they make the biscuits and some other things that they have going on here. But if you are in the Blackwood area or the South Jersey area, you do not want to miss this place. It is 700 South Black Horse Pike in Blackwood. So this is Ted. You want to introduce yourself, Ted?
So I'm Ted Miller, owner of Blair Mountain Biscuit Company. Here in Blackwood, we're coming up on being open for 3 years.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you guys having any type of celebration? When? 3 years when?
So it'll be June 10th.
June 10th. Are
Yeah.
you guys having some kind of celebration?
Yeah, haven't quite decided what we want to do yet, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
because it flies by, like it came up so quick.
What day? I wonder what day June 10th is on. June 10th is their third year celebration. So if you guys don't have anything to do, come out. And what's your hours? What are your hours?
So we just do breakfast and lunch.
Okay.
We are open Tuesday through Sunday. On the weekdays, we're open 8 to 2. On Saturday and Sunday, we're open 9 to 2.
Okay. Okay. So it's like a breakfast brunch place, right?
Yeah. So a lot of the reason for like that concept and that schedule was I wanted to have a schedule that like more closely matches my wife. So she's a school counselor.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I did many years of crawling out of restaurants at midnight every night. So
I get it.
this is like
Happy wife, happy life.
a
huh?
more normal schedule. Yeah.
Yes, I get it. How did this come about? How did the Biscuit Shack come about? Who cooks? Like who's the biscuit maker? Like how did you get the concept? And did it come from mom, grandmom? Is it a family thing?
So in general, like the southern sort of Appalachian southern type of food is like what I grew up with. That is like very nostalgic as far as like my mother and grandmother's.
Okay.
The biscuit recipe actually came from a guy that I worked with in Charlottesville, Virginia, like 10 years ago.
Oh wow.
We were really trying to recreate like the Red Lobster bread.
Yeah.
Once you start looking at that, then you see like what a drop biscuit is.
Yeah.
And then realize that you could change the flavor profile to be a bunch of different things, but like functionally learning how to make a drop biscuit. And then I've just been making these at pretty much every place I've worked for, ever since then.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So 3 years. So you guys, how did you guys live in this area? How did you guys pick the place?
It's funny actually. So my wife and I met while I was living in Atlantic City working at the Borgata.
Okay. Okay.
She is from Blackwood.
Okay.
She moved down to Virginia with me for a few years, but we kind of knew, as we were getting married, like we were always going to end up here with her family.
Yeah.
And her family actually runs the two businesses that are next door to us.
Oh, okay, okay.
Her grandmother opened the ice cream place 43 years ago.
Wow. The ice cream place here?
Yeah, the building was
Okay.
a lot different then from what I hear, but like the building in its current form, I think is like 15 years old, they tell me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this actually just used to be seating for the ice cream place.
Wow. That's awesome though, but it's very great that you guys did that, just to bring all the families in, that you were fortunate to just all hone in this one space. What's the other building, right?
So then on the far end is the produce shack.
Oh, okay.
That like my wife's uncle runs, and they do a lot of great Italian specialties and baked goods. The whole place is kind of like built around a salad bar.
Okay, okay. We'll have to check it out. So guys, come again, check this out. They have two other, the ice cream store, and they have a produce place on the same row.
Yeah.
One-stop shop. Get your breakfast and get your produce, and then get your ice cream and go home. So today, what are we? So what's one of your favorite items on the menu that you have? For breakfast. So if you had to make one breakfast recommendation and one lunch recommendation, what would they be?
So we really love doing biscuits and gravy.
Okay.
But what we started to realize after we were open is that South Jersey especially is very serious about breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah. Yes.
This is something that is I've seen is just debated on Facebook pages in the comment section. They're constantly ranking the breakfast sandwich places around here. So we sell a ton of bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, and then we also do our mushroom scrapple, which is entirely vegan.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, so they have vegan dishes too. A mushroom scrapple. That sounds very interesting.
But today we'll be making the pimento cheese.
Okay.
This is like our new favorite thing, really. Like this pimento cheese recipe that we came up with is like a little different. We've been doing that like less than a year, but that is still like what pretty much every employee that works here is eating on their break, like even a year later.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So for lunch, what would you recommend?
So like the Southern Belle is just like a basic chicken sandwich, but topped with like a ton of the pimento cheese spread that we're going to be making.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can make it and eat it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I love sausage and gravy. Like, I love biscuits and gravy, too, so I can only even imagine how that would be. I'm going to have to come, on a Saturday when I can sit down and just dig into the breakfast menu. But so let's get started. So today we're going to start with making...
we're going to make some drop biscuit dough.
Okay. Let's start with making some drop biscuit dough.
Yeah, so like shortly after we opened here, the drop biscuit dough recipe started to like incorporate some hacks to make it a lot easier.
Okay.
If you're looking at like a video of, how to make like a classic drop biscuit dough, like you're going to be grating butter or cutting butter, and just for the amounts that we're doing here, like we just realized we could never really keep up. And kind of developed this hack of just using a blender to really just skip those steps, like just knock out like the cutting of the butter. So what we're actually going to be doing is
any simple process for me is great.
Yeah.
So for those of us who can't cook, we kind of like, I know for me, like too many steps is just going to completely deter me from even wanting to do it. So this step right here, if it's easier, it's better.
This is so easy, and for us to, the way we refer to it is dividing it up into wet and dry.
Okay.
And that gives us like two things that we can make ahead of time and then just combine them.
Okay. All right.
So we'll be making a wet first.
Okay.
And we'll be doing a quart of milk here, a quart of whole milk.
Whole milk. Okay.
And then we have a half a pound of butter here that we've actually frozen. So we're just going to be putting frozen butter in the blender. And this is going to take care of like all of the hassle of, where you would normally be like running frozen butter over a cheese grater or using a butter cutter.
Okay. That's why it looks like that. I was
yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes I know like people like has to be room temperature or they have to like pin it in or something.
Yeah. So like depending on what you're doing, there's a lot of different like baking recipes where you're trying to get butter that is small and able for you to incorporate it in there, but you still want it to be solid pieces, so you're not just using melted butter.
Okay.
And it's like kind of a hassle, and then we like discovered this blender hack here, and like so we're just gonna be blending up like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep the microphone away from that.
Oh, you can hear. You're listening.
And I kind of feel the way that it's shaking.
Okay.
Like once the vibration like gets to be a little less intense, I know that the pieces are smaller.
Okay. Wow, it's funny that he's listening and hearing. That's a cook. That's a cook right there. Because look, that definitely would not go well with me.
Yeah. So now we actually have this milk with solid pieces of frozen butter in there, but there's as small as they can get.
Wow.
And then when we make these wets ahead of time, we'll be adding the
so what's this?
Salt. So just have some salt in here.
Okay.
And like a cup of cheddar cheese.
Okay.
And again, like this is like a basic dough, so you could change the cheese. Like
change the cheese. Put like if you want a seasoning or
we've
garlic
done it
or
with
something in there.
like we've done it with pepper jack, change the spices.
Okay.
You can really like play around with it.
Okay.
Honestly, like trying to recreate like Cool Ranch Dorito flavor is kind of how we ended up with like the garlic and onion powder and the.
Oh wow! Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we're just gonna give this a little stir.
Okay. Now, how do you know when you need to stop or when?
That's actually interesting that you mentioned that because when it comes to biscuits especially, you're really not trying to overmix them.
Okay.
We're not trying to like build gluten. We're not trying to get air into it. So like at the point at which it's mixed, just stop. Yeah.
Okay. So that wasn't that, you didn't go very long on that at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And so then as far as the dry components go, I have like 2 quarts of flour here that we've measured out, or 8 cups.
Okay.
Have a 1/4 cup of baking powder. You could always like just go buy self-rising flour that already has like your baking powder component in there.
Okay.
And then this has a little garlic and onion powder in it too.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll just mix that up a little bit. And so that can just go right in here.
Okay. Now, is there a specific type of flour you guys use? Just
you can definitely use all-purpose. You can go buy self-rising flour. As far as like the way we use it here, we kind of needed it to be a little less crumbly than what you would do with just if you were just making biscuits, like you would want them to be kind of crumbly. The vast majority of our biscuits here are kind of used as a sandwich bun. So we needed them to hold together a little bit. So we're using something that's like closer to being like a pizza dough flour, like a higher protein flour. Just makes it hold together a little bit. For the brave souls that do actually like pick up the sandwiches here.
I can imagine.
So then we're just gonna start mixing here. Like, I mean, if you want to hop in here, go ahead.
So I just, ooh.
Yeah, so you're really just digging around here looking for clumps of dry flour.
Okay. Starting to smell like onions and garlic. Oh, I see why you wear gloves. It's pretty messy. Oh, and it's coming together now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm gonna let you get in there.
Yeah. And again, we've gotten to a place where everything is incorporated. I don't see too much dry flour in there, so then just stop.
Okay. Oh, this is easy.
If you continue to mix that and really like agitate it more, like you're kind of making like a Parker roll, which is great, but that's not really what we're doing here.
Right. Okay. Oh.
And then so also with a drop biscuit, we are not like rolling this out, layering, cutting. We are going to dispense this with just an ice cream scoop.
Okay. There's just literally, but you know what? The other time I heard about drop biscuits is when they drop it like a dumpling.
Yeah.
Into chicken and dumplings.
Yeah.
Is that considered like the same thing, but just that's going into like a roux or whatever, like a gravy, but this is just going in the oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, this could totally be used as like a chicken and dumplings topping. Or like a pot pie topping, or you know, like anything like that. So yeah, we're just dispensing that with an ice cream scoop.
Wow.
And that'll rise in the oven.
That's so neat, like. And it's not going to be too big, or like just the right size? Just
the right size.
Now, so what do? You take 2 of these and make one sandwich, or you just
cut
it in half?
No, so this is actually it's gonna balloon up to like the size of a burger bun, and we'll just cut it in half. Yep.
Okay. Okay. And how long do you usually have to let it sit in the oven?
So depending on the size that you're scooping, like this is actually a little smaller than what we normally do. So but for these, you're probably looking at like 350 for 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So I'm gonna hand these off.
Okay. So guys, we've just got done our first batch of biscuits, and I think it was milk, frozen butter, cheese, flour, baking soda, onion powder, and garlic powder, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll get that written out for you too if you want to put that in the description.
Yes, put it in the description and on our YouTube. Yes, absolutely. So we can get into this. So now what we got going on?
So let's make some pimento cheese.
Ooh.
All right, so we're starting with a pound of cream cheese that we let soften up.
Okay.
Like you can just leave it out at room temperature overnight. Yeah, so just softened cream cheese.
Okay.
And we're going to whip just the cream cheese initially.
Okay.
Just gonna try to get some air into that.
And I love this tab because he's using stuff that like I have one at home. I'm not sure, but I'm sure you guys have everything that he's making today at home. You know what I mean? It's not like this big industrial stuff. Well, I'm sure you have that too, but for the show, it's for us who need to know how to make it. So you just whip that up until like.
Yeah, we're just trying to get some air into the cream cheese.
Okay. So this is like a spread that goes on the biscuit.
Yeah, so we do it as like a spread for biscuits, a sandwich topping. Yeah, people add this to pretty much every menu item we have here.
Oh, okay.
Like
now,
we sell it in
I was gonna say,
cups.
can you purchase separately? You can purchase it separately?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have like specialized jellies or anything like that? Like different?
No, we do make, so we do a whipped butter, and then we also do what we call blossom butter. So that's like a whipped butter with honey and sumac.
Oh, what's sumac?
So sumac is like a pretty interesting spice. I'll definitely like give you some just to try later. It's kind of odd because it's native to like the Middle East and then like Appalachia.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's funny to see it show up in like Middle Eastern cuisine, but then also like to be added to like something that's like southern, like East Coast American like that.
Is it like what is it?
So it's a dried flower, but is not the poison. That's the next question we get every time.
Okay.
So it's not poison sumac.
Okay.
It is a flower bud that is dried, and it kind of tastes like a very floral orange zest.
Okay. Okay.
Or citrus zest, but like with a floral component to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's sumac. I have to tell my husband about that. He's into all that kind of stuff.
All right. So we have our whipped cream cheese.
Okay.
And then everything else can be added like basically as step 2. So we have another cup of cheddar cheese here.
Okay. Some roasted. That was
So these are peppadews. This is kind of like unique to our pimento cheese recipe here.
Okay.
And it's not traditional, but we just like really love these peppers.
Okay.
I wanted some way to get these on the menu here. It's what
did you just put in there?
Just like 2 ounces of mayonnaise.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, really simple recipe. So
yeah.
we have cream cheese, mayonnaise in there, and these are some peppadews that we've drained and chopped. This is a pepper that like you're going to be able to find at like at the grocery store, like when they have like an olive bar.
Okay.
These are in there like most of the time.
Okay.
So it's like sweet, like not spicy, sort of pickled. As opposed to just using like roasted red peppers.
Okay, so like a Rastelli's or like a grocery store like Rastelli's, like somewhere that has like the olives. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like most of the ShopRites have these in the olive bar.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can find like the Italian specialty section. Like you can find them jarred a lot.
Okay, what they're called peppadews.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, so we're putting the peppadews in there, and then just like the spice package, we have like, for this amount, I did half a teaspoon of salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, paprika, and then cayenne. Cayenne is the one that you can adjust to your family's heat tolerance, so like,
now wait a minute.
Maybe start with like...
Is this the cayenne?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's a lot of cayenne.
And if you feel like that's like an issue, like start with like a third of that. You can you can't take it out, but you can always add it in later.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So those are all gonna go in there, and then we're just gonna mix until combined.
Okay. I guess I got to put the KitchenAid at work when I get home. know if mine rises like that though. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, so this looks to be mixed up.
Okay. Let's see.
There we go. So it's just kind of smooth.
Yeah.
Yep. So I've set you up a little board here with so 2 of those drop biscuits.
Oh, this is what the drop biscuit. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what we turn out looking like, and then some of the blossom butter we had talked about, and some pimento cheese spread.
All right. First, we're gonna go in with the pimento cheese. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, it looks really good. I don't even know what to say.
So I know you would kind of look twice at the amount of cayenne we had in there, but like it's not, not that spicy. No.
Like I can feel the kick, but it's not overtaken. But the combination of the peppers with the cream cheese is just really like.
Yeah, using that pickled pepper, I love those.
Yeah,
right?
it's doing something. Like it's really doing something. This is really good, guys. And this soft, the biscuit is nice and soft. You can see the inside, like it's really moist. It's just I don't even know. I don't know what to say. But I'm gonna take another bite. I'll be right back. Look, can I taste?
Yeah. So here's another knife for you.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is really soft. Okay, now this is the
blossom butter.
The blossom butter.
So that's a whipped butter with honey and sumac.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna buy some of this. We're gonna buy, what'd you say, sumac? I don't think it's the name.
Yeah.
But no, blossom butter. So it's the butter with the sumac mixed together on a biscuit. I mean, you can do so many things with that. It's really good. You guys got a winner here.
Thank you.
Yes. So, guys, get down here. If you're in the South Jersey area, get down here and when you come, ask for the blossom butter, pimento cheese, the drop biscuits. It's all good and it's all gravy. So, Ted, that's all you have. We want to just thank you. Is there anything else you want to share?
No, I mean. I definitely just wanted to say, like, we were talking about this before you started rolling, but like, when you reached out and we're glad to have you, and I like once I started looking at things, like I love your concept too. Like,
thank you so much. And we were afraid because somebody, I think Kia, she suggested it, right? And I'm like, oh, I never heard of this place, so I started looking and I started reaching out, and I'm like, when you guys responded, I was like, oh my God, Kia. I called Kia like, oh my God, they responded. We're going there. So, because they've been trying to get here, but apparently you've been so busy. Every time they come, they can't get in, or you guys don't.
Yeah,
3 times.
There are days where we don't make it to 2. Saturdays and Sundays are pretty crazy in here. Yeah, but definitely like call ahead. We deliver with DoorDash and Grubhub.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we were excited even to do this with you guys, just to come also to let people know you're here. Apparently everybody knows you're here, but we want to let more people know that you're here because, they let me know. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to see what it's about. So I do appreciate you guys allowing us to come, and we wish your business the best, that it will just flourish beyond your imagination. And that if you have anything, any desires, that God will fulfill the desires of your heart concerning your business. And not only for this business, but the entire line from here. And that your children and your children's children will be able to enjoy the fruits of the labor. Because it's nothing like parents, doing something, working hard, you know what I mean? But when your kids can enjoy the fruit of the labor and pass that on, that is such a blessing. So we just say that, your businesses will be forever blessed from here on out. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But that's our take, guys. Thank you for tuning in today with us at the Blair Mountain Biscuit Shack here in Blackwood, New Jersey. Make sure you get down here. You can feel the love in the place, the love in the food, just a loving atmosphere. We were greeted with such warmness, and just come on down. It's just a great place to be. Thank you for tuning in. We doing big things. Love you big. And remember, we do it better when we do it together. See you next time on My Wife Can't Cook.
I just finished eating a classic biscuit, and as you can see, it was very good, crispy. We're at the
Blair Mountain Biscuit Company. Oh my gosh, like the food was so good. I definitely will be back. They had banana pudding too. I'm gonna dig into that when I get home.
So we are at Blair Mountain Biscuits, and the biscuits were banging, phenomenal, handmade, fresh, fluffy. Chicken was so good. I've never had fried chicken. I'm African American. I ain't never had fried chicken like this. Okay, they doing something right here. You better get down here and get you some chicken for real. Everything was good. The fries, everything was just so good. So we just thank everybody for coming out. Get down here, get a biscuit. Remember, we're doing big things. Think big. Love you big, and we do it better when we do it together. See y'all later.